righty. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And we are live. Welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. We're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, all over the place. And for those of you watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you missed out on some really inspirational stuff because you weren't in the Zoom room. So next time, log in the Zoom room, you'll see that instead. Today's at a fantastic event because we actually have some recognitions that are going to blow your mind. It's been a huge month, bumper month. Certainly from my perspective, I saw the biggest volume I've ever seen, which was amazing. In addition to that, today we're going to hear from our brand new two double crowns, which is Karen Justice and Alex Monterosa. But to kick off today, we have our Vice President of Sales, Sergio Della Mora, with us. So I'm going to hand over to you.
Hey, Michael, everybody. Good evening, good morning to those across the world. It's a pleasure to be with you. You know, it doesn't matter where we're at. We can take this business anywhere. I'm actually in an open space at the moment, and I apologize if there's some echo in the background, but I want to just take a moment to celebrate the recognitions we had last month. As you mentioned, Michael, we had our biggest month, and we had some really good recognition and some solid leaders that have been working so hard to advance into new ranks. And we're very proud of them because they've shared their goals with us, and they worked alongside of us for months, and we saw their strategy come to a final result. So if you don't mind, Michael, please, let's start off with recognizing some of our newest rank advancements worldwide for November 2025. So congratulations to these wonderful new rank advancements. You know, we have a lot of things going on right now. It's actually kind of fun for us here at corporate because usually we do see a lot of people kind of getting ready for the holidays and slowing down. And I've had the chance to meet with some of our vendors this week, and I said, you know, we're doing quite the opposite. We really want to finish the year strong, and we can't wait for 2026 because it's going to be a big year for us as we head into our 5-year anniversary. People are interested to hear about what Neumi's got going on, and with all the recent news, not only with the wonderful rank advancements with the new double crowns, but also with what Steve's been talking about regarding our products. So it's a really good time to be a part of Neumi, and we really do appreciate you and all that you do, because without you, this would not be possible. Before I finish today, I want to just take another moment to recognize and just do a little bit something here. Sorry, Michael, I should have actually sent this to you, but I have it here, so just bear with me. So if you just take a moment with me, let's, these are the new diamonds I want to introduce you to. So our brand new diamond from Italy. He also lives in Mexico. part of the time. His name is David Lombardi. You'll probably get to meet him very soon. Great guy, great leader. Edith Valencia from Mexico. He's been really focused and driven, working really hard, and she achieved this goal. It's been fun to watch her over the last few months, and she's put her strategy and made it happen. Agnes Fekete is from Hungary, another great leader who I had the chance to spend time with. I want to say, let's see, back in August, and she had that vision and she went for it. And here she is now as a new diamond. These diamonds that are heading for the first time, they're actually already qualified for the diamond trip next year. So if you're heading for the very first time, even though we're not in the current diamond trip qualification period, they automatically qualify. Congratulations, Erika Dudas, who will have a picture of her very soon. She's just sending me that right one. Erika is a great leader from Hungary as well. And Dr. Attila, a good friend from Hungary, double diamond. Congratulations to you, my friend. And our brand new double crown, who you get to hear from today, Karen Justice. Way to go, Karen. And our other brand new double crown, Alex Monterosa, who you'll also get to hear from today. Wonderful, wonderful leaders. And we're very happy. This is a big breaking point because these are brand new ranks that have been hit for the very first time. And I'm very excited for all that's coming. So we will have a lot of good information in the next few weeks. We'll talk more about everything we got going on, but I invite you to join us next Monday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'll be able to share some fun things with Chris that you will not want to miss as we head into a really big week when it comes to our community here on Neumi.tv. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Michael, over to you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to everyone. New double crowns at diamonds, some fantastic faces there. Good to see. Now, today, Karen couldn't be on live, but we spent some time, her and I, making sure that we have everything recorded for you for the start of this course. I'm going to put on Karen first as brand new double crown, and then we're going to come back with Alex Monterosa. And I know what Karen's going to share with you. So make sure, they say the bluntest pencil remembers more than the sharpest mind. Make sure you take as many notes as you can. So let's hear from Karen Justice.
As you know, I'm in love with Neumi. I believe Neumi is the best company to enter the marketplace. It has so much integrity, but I think the thing that I am most excited about is it changes people's quality of life. And when you see some of our success stories, you can't help becoming passionate about it. And as Michael said, I just went double crown, but with a company like this, the enthusiasm that's building out in the field, it's, it becomes so joyful to watch other people's success. And, sometimes people think, well, Karen went really fast to crown. Did she bring in like a whole organization or something? Did she bring in, like some people can come over sometimes and they'll bring over a whole team from another company. I didn't do anything like that. I brought over ordinary people. I don't believe anybody's ordinary. Everybody is extraordinary. But what I mean is, regular people. My friend Beth hadn't networked for years. And, she is now, I believe, my biggest like. And so it's this product, it's this company, it's just the magic of Neumi. Network marketing is the great equalizer. You can be a doctor, you can be a hairdresser, you can be a teacher, or you could be a maintenance man, the fellow that mows the lawns. It's a great equalizer. The highest earner I ever met in network marketing was a butcher at one time. And when he got into the business, he didn't know any network marketers. What really works in this business is working with people. If you watch the nice little video they did for me when I went double crown, you'll see that they all talked about how much I helped the team. And some of my leaders were on there and they were speaking about the fact that I really helped them. And I believe in staged building. I believe anybody can be extraordinary. So you want to follow up with people really well. You want to have those conversations. You want to find out about them. You especially want to find out when they start having success with the product. Underline those successes. Let them know you'd help. Talk to any friends that they might introduce. And if you do that kind of support and follow up, you'll find that your group starts to grow in all directions. It just kind of lifts off, and you have real builders who have belief in themselves, and they start to have the tenacity it takes to reach the top of compensation plans. Because if people knew the type of money you could make, the freedom that you have at the top of a compensation plan, well, they do know it. But why don't they, why doesn't the average person reach for it? Because they don't believe that they could do it. And so with careful nurturing, I've seen everybody from all walks of life reach tops of compensation plans. And this is such a wonderful company. It's a legacy company. One of my main things that I do is when I work, I like to work with targets and goals. I came from an entrepreneurial background, so the first thing I did when I entered network marketing was I started working with targets and goals. And so, Michael has asked me, Karen, share your, what's really in your heart for 2026. What's your message for 2026? And I was thinking about that. And there's so many exciting things that are falling into place. Business from Home just published this great article about the fact that Neumi's moving into momentum. Now, some of you might not know what that means, and some of you might have heard me talk about the S curve before, but there's something called an S curve in business. Every business goes through it. And so do any network marketing company also goes through it. Builders talk about, you always hear people saying things like, oh, you're in the right place at the right time. They always say that about every company. But I'm going to tell you about the right place at the right time, because you really are in it now. Most companies fail. Over 90%, the MLM watchdog, who is my friend, told me years ago that over 90% of companies fail. Now, Neumi is, well past that point. We're moving well past that. So I wanted to go into the 4 stages so that you kind of get an understanding about it. First stage is formulation, then there's concentration, then there's momentum, and then there's stability. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about each of those stages. Formulation is when a network marketing company starts. It's always exciting. The company launches. They bring their offering to the marketplace. They're developing their structure. And it's a very fragile time because back offices are new, all of the inner networks and communication lines, all of that is new. There's always service challenges. Sometimes there needs to be compensation plan tweaks. So there's a lot of things going on with the internal structure as it responds to the public's reaction to the products. So the company then maps out what is actually working. And many industry savvy network marketers will not even join an MLM company during the formulation stage, as the risk of the company's failure is so high. And during that period, there's lots of attrition. And as I said, I believe Neumi is the greatest company to enter the marketplace. We have a legacy company. It's something that I've searched for all of my life in network marketing. But as the company grows through the growing pains of the formulation stage, you have a lot of attrition. Your network marketing junkies, they have become addicts. They can't let any new company pass them by. So they jump, like grasshoppers from one thing to the next, thinking that maybe the next thing will be even better. But the truth is that every company goes through the formulation stage. and usually they've jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. So as I said, less than 10% of companies make it through that first 2 years. Over 90% fail. And it always starts off chaotic and as the company becomes reactive to the field. But for those people who persevere, you get to the position where we are right now, and that's the concentration phase. And that's where the companies have started to stabilize. You know, your builders have been tested. You know, you've got your great leadership in place. This is when you see some of the biggest leaders in network marketing joining a company because they realize that this is the best time to join a company. It's still small enough. And look, we've just launched in all these different countries, I should say. It's still small enough that there's tremendous opportunity, but you've reversed that risk. And so we are in that stage. And I actually looked on Google to see what Google had to say about it. And it said the concentration phase is generally seen as the best time to join an MLM, as it's established but has not yet hit the coveted momentum phase. And depending on many factors, much of which is related to field leadership, concentration can last a few months to a few years. And we've just, as I said, when we opened this, had that great article from Business from Home talking about the fact that Neumi's entering momentum. So there's no set rule as when a company will hit it, and it can generally last a couple of years, but it's years of explosive growth. And so this is the perfect time. As the company gains momentum, it becomes even more innovative. And as it responds to the marketplace, the demand for product is high because of the popularity, and the word has gotten out about the company's products, and things start to go viral. And it's kind of like the 100th monkey effect. And that the idea behind that is that a new behavior or idea spreads rapidly from one group to all related groups once a critical mass or a critical number of members exhibit a new behavior or acknowledge a new idea. And that's the 100th monkey effect. It starts growing in all directions. And that's what momentum is like. During momentum, a network marketing company, I'm actually getting this from LinkedIn, will experience explosive growth, but distributors will also see rapid team growth. While most consider concentration to be where we are right now, while most consider concentration to be the best time to enter an MLM, momentum is the best time to be part of one, because MLM momentum can last a year or two and much longer, depending on the viability of the opportunity and the products, and of course, team support. And during this phase, many MLM millionaires are born, and even an average distributor can do very, very well, building a very successful business. And I've been in momentum before in another company, and you can see people's groups grow 10 or 20 times. So the important thing right now in 2026 is to get your group in place, get it, as big as you can. Because if you're thinking when we hit momentum, that multiplication factor will start to occur. So once you've gone through your momentum phase and that huge explosive growth, then a company becomes more stable, and then your graph doesn't grow quite as quickly. The opportunity is still solid because the company has a proven track record. As we say, we're going to be a legacy company, so that's what you've got. So you've got security, you've got longevity, but you don't see quite that big dramatic growth curve that you can grab onto, like having a tiger by the tail. So with momentum, timing is key. I believe we're right on the cusp of it. And I know there's another thing I'd like to talk about quickly. You've heard me use this quote before, but I love this quote, so I'm going to say it again. There's a monk named Robin Sharma who wrote Who Will Cry When You Die, and also the book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And I'd like to read his quote because I really believe from the bottom of my heart, this is what separates people. And the quote is, practice tough love on yourself. Make the choices that you know are the right ones. The tougher you are on yourself, the easier life will be on you. Successful people have the habit of doing things failures don't like to do. Successful people don't like doing them either, necessarily, but their disliking is subordinated to the strength of their purpose. So, as I said, Neumi, I believe, is the greatest company to enter the marketplace. We're getting all kinds of positive publicity. And so it's a wonderful time. 2026 is going to be our year, guys. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to work with all of you. I'm excited to help anybody that needs it. So back to you, Michael.
Beautiful. Now, who agrees with that the timing is perfect? And it's funny when she said, type it in the chat if you think the timing is now. It's funny because when she said a tiger by the tail, it brought me back to Larry, you'll relate to this, when Karen came on board, and all of a sudden it was like, get a neck brace. Things took off so fast. So Karen is a huge reason for Neumi's success worldwide, and the market's gone into so many places. But another person who we would not even be here at all, and Neumi, the company, would not exist without him, is my beautiful friend and mentor for many years, which is, I'm very proud to say, Alex Monterosa is now a double crown. So we're going to hand the rest of the call to Alex. Over to you, buddy.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sergio, for putting this meetings together and this calls. And this has been going on now for over 4 years. So that goes to show it wasn't something that was just put up now that people are achieving ranks. We've been doing this from the very get-go. Okay, and the reason for that is because we know that this is part of what we need to be happening in order for the machine and in order for the culture to be able to be developed. And let me go back some time. I mean, I can spend all night just sharing stories about this industry in my life, because I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm second generation. My father was one of the pioneers that took the industry, for that matter, because he did it through a company that I'm sure some of you have never heard of. It's called Amway. Okay, and that company, he helped take that company across many different places in Latin America. And this was back at the end of the last century, right before we started 2000. It was back in the 80s when my father did that. And I saw him pursue and I saw him achieve. But more than anything, I saw him grow. I saw him grow not only in his finances, but I saw him grow as an individual. So he set the right example by teaching me that the way that you're going to grow in this industry is by growing as an individual. And growing as an individual can come full circle. Everything from personal development and going from believing in yourself and not believing in yourself, not believing in yourself to believing in yourself, and then going further than that and just realizing that you can literally speak life into people. You can literally speak life into your business. Okay, and let me share this with you, and I hope that this is very simple, but it's helped me a lot to stay focused in the things that I need to stay focused. And the things that I can control, there are things that you're never going to be able to control. And if you know that, you're going to live a good life, because you can't get frustrated, because your aptitudes are only going to be exposed by the attitude that you have while you're doing or pursuing something. I want to let you know that I didn't know that coming into 2025, we were going to have three new ranks being put into the comp plan. That for me was, whoa, okay, this is what this legacy company is all about. They're putting more money into the comp plan, because the more ranks that they put in, it's the more money that they're putting in and the more money that they're sharing. right? And some of you got into this for money. I got into this industry because I believe in it. And I want to touch on that first. What's your belief level from 0 to 10 in the industry? What is your belief level in MLM? What is your belief level in network marketing? Network marketing has now been around, I want to say, for something close to 70 years now. So if you still think this isn't something that works, look back in time, because the industry itself, as Karen very eloquently said, it has gone through that S curve, and it is a very stable industry that you can participate on. And like she said, it's a great equalizer for me. It has been my dream catcher. Okay, it's what's allowed me to catch the dreams throughout my life, to be able to travel around the world, to be able to have the material things. And I won't get into that because that's very different for everybody. To be able to drive luxury cars and live in some of the best places around the world, it's been this industry that has done that for me. So my belief level in this industry, coming all the way from my dad, seeing what he had done and what he had achieved, was a 10. It was a 10. It's always been a 10. The times that I haven't felt like I've been successful at it, it wasn't the industry's fault at all, because every industry has had its up or downs. We have, as you all know, one of the most incredible medical boards put together, not just for MLM, but for any company around the world. Just go over everybody's resume. Don't spend too much time on it. I'd rather you contact people, especially this time of year, than to spend too much time reading on that. But we do have one of the most incredible medical boards that are just validating what we have. Okay, so my belief level in the industry was a 10 from the very get-go. And I do understand in the previous years when I joined, and for the first 11 years of my life, from 1989 to the year 2000, I participated in that company that I mentioned my dad was a part of. And I had no success. I had no achievements. I think the most money I ever made in one full month was close to maybe $800, and that was it in a full month. And if we added up all the time that I was in there, the kind of money that I made was maybe $850 altogether. So it wasn't that I made much, but I will tell you that those first 11 years, I needed to go through that. I hope you're not where I was, because it's gonna take too long, and things have changed, and now you have access to a lot of information that will allow you to speed up and allow you to get to where you want to get to, provided that you want to grow and that you want to create that development within your life. But if your belief level is not a 10 in the industry, get there as soon as you can, because that's going to help you flow freely as you share with others, as you become a part of the story for many people out there that, like I like to say, and one of my mantras is, I am and I have the solution that others are looking for. Okay, I have the solution that others are looking for, especially coming to the year end, where most people started out the year hoping that it would be better for them, and it hasn't gone north, it's gone south. And they're thinking, what am I doing wrong? It's like you don't have the right solution. You're not a part of the right belief system. And Neumi has literally become a company where the belief system has been able to attract those individuals, and we're getting ready to attract those incredible, knowledgeable leaders around the industry that have just been watching from a side and have just been waiting for a company like this to finally be put together. But that's all by virtue of participating in one of the most incredible industries. So my belief level there was a 10. You also need to, it's three things: the industry, the company, and yourself. Okay. And the company, I can tell you that I wanted it to be a 10 when we first launched back in 2021, July 7th, 2021. I wanted to get the company to be there to a 10. It wasn't a 10 at the beginning. As you well saw that formulation stage, if you paid enough attention, if not, go over the recording later and check and see what the formulation stage is like. It's like this. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And as I was looking at that, I said, we might have been missing some more up and downs in that initial formulation stage. And some people like to say, oh, if I could only have been there when the company launched, you probably wouldn't be here right now. Like many people were we're around. There you go. Thank you, Michael. Look at that. We're missing a lot of up and downs in that initial formulation stage of what we went through. But we knew where we were headed. But we knew that that was a part of what we had to go through in order to get to where we're at today. Okay, but I was there. I was there in that. And Michael was there. Karen came in right in the midst of that, and I haven't had the chance to say that publicly, but I will tell you that Karen has been the wind beneath my wings. And I know for a fact the wind beneath Michael's wings, because we were all at one point believed to be eagles, which is, what we all believe we are. But you need a wind. And Karen was that wind that came and told us, hey, guys, you guys have put something together that's good and it can be better. So let's just go. She still holds the record for getting to crown the fastest. And by virtue, yeah, I got to maybe double crown a few hours before she did, but she got there before I did, because I've been here a lot longer than her. I've been here like an extra year longer than her. So that just goes to show that what we have is really good for those of you that have been around for a while, or those of you that are just coming on right now. So the belief level in the company, I wanted it to get to a 10. I want to say in my head it was a 10 when we launched, and then it very soon went down to about a 5. But I knew that we had one of the 3 elements that makes an incredible company. Okay. And eventually we realized we had all 3. We had an incredible product by virtue of Steve Scott's vision. And as we mature as a company, we're only validating that so much more. I invite you to see the efficacy and the bioavailability that our product has been able to be proven what it's doing in people's lives. Why are you the solution that others are looking for? Because there's a lot of people out there looking for the product that we have, and we have it already. We just need to become the messengers and take it to them. So I knew we had an incredible product, which is one of the reasons that I teamed up with Michael to gang up on Ryan, and then eventually Michael, Ryan, and I gang up on Steve to be able to launch this company, because we knew he had an incredible product. And what can I say about the corporate team? I come from a past where I thought I had already achieved all the success, and I thought I had already done all of the work that I needed to do in a company where I had achieved a similar rank to this. It was a crown level rank, and I had put in all the work, all the effort, all the faith, everything that I needed to do, sweat, blood, and tears. And it was just mishandled by the corporate individuals that were there. So it goes to show you can have an incredible product, but if you don't have the right corporate leadership, you're not going to go too far. Okay. And I can tell you that from day one, the moment Aaron Renner came into this company, I felt safe. I felt secured. I felt like, very much like all of us, that there were decisions that were going to be made that were going to be on point. There were others that were going to be trial and error, right? But I trusted his judgment. And today I trust him more than ever. To me, he's a 10, and he's been a 10 from day one. So I think that's one of the biggest hits that Ryan and Steve did, bringing Aaron Renner on and the team that he's put together. You all had a chance to hear Sergio. Some of you have met, and if you haven't, you want to get to meet him as soon as possible. Ryan Scott, you want to meet Chris. You want to meet the individuals that work behind the scenes, that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And they weren't around when we decided to launch this company. But when you decide that you want to do something and you have the faith in something that you want something to be done, the universe has a way, and God has a way of just putting the steps in front of you the minute you need the steps. Don't wait to see everything, the whole road clear to where you want to get to, because it's not going to be that way. The steps are going to appear as your faith level builds up. And I've said this before, and some of you maybe need to hear it again. Where's your faith at? And where's your faith at in the industry, in the company, in the corporate team, in the product, and in the compensation plan? Those 3 elements, the corporate leadership, the product, and the compensation plan, will give you that belief level to get to a 10, so that you can have the company Okay, secured in your head that you don't have to be looking behind your back, and like I had to do for some time participating in other companies in the past, where I went to sleep and I didn't know what was going to change in the 8 hours that I went to sleep. I wouldn't even sleep 8 hours at that time. I would sleep about 5 or 4, just trying to wake up earlier to see what was new and what decisions were being made. Well, over here you can sleep real nice, you can sleep real comfortable, and you can sleep yourself because you know that the corporate team has your back, the product has your back, and the compensation plan has your back. Our compensation plan has not changed since we launched. That is incredible, because one of the things that you don't maybe see as companies grow and go through formulation is that there's a lot of cutbacks at some point where the companies start cutting back, the stuff that they promised that they were going to do. Over here, they're adding more. They're adding new ranks. They're adding new opportunity. They're coming out with incredible promotions like the ones we just came out of, where they're giving you an opportunity to really go out and build what you need to build. Now, what changes if the company's a 10 and the industry's a 10, and the next one is your personal belief? Where's that at? Where's your personal belief at? And I will tell you from my own experience and my own past, when we launched Neumi, I was not at a 10, even though I had been a crown in the past and I had had teams that had moved close to $38-39 million in the past. Like Karen said, just like her, myself, I didn't bring anybody from that other company that had been on my team. Anybody, not one person at all. So a lot of it is because they didn't follow. They didn't believe that this was going to be true. They didn't think that it was going to happen. So the belief level in myself, I had to go to work on it again. And that's why personal development is just so important, that you stay on track, that you have a North Star, knowing where your attitude and your aptitudes need to be at. That's why here in Neumi, from the very moment that we launched with Michael, we decided we wanted to put segments of workshops that will allow you to take step by step and get to have access to the information and acquire the knowledge that will allow you to grow from rank to rank. Okay. And by virtue of being a servant leader, by virtue of working and developing in yourself, by virtue of getting to the point where you believe in the industry, where you believe in the company, where you understand the product and the technology that we have, where you understand the compensation plan. If you want to be a crown, or if you want to be a diamond, let's take it back a little more. If you want to be a 3-star, understand what's required so that you can be a 3-star. It's going to make your job simpler. Just don't start going out there and working and doing things, and then later on trying to find out where the target is. You'll never hit a bullseye that you can't see. Okay, so it is very important for you to develop yourself in those different areas, because that's what's going to give you the posture. That's what's going to give you the confidence to be able to grow. But if you don't understand the compensation plan, get with your upline that's helping you, that's working with you directly, and ask them questions. How do I become a senior member? We saw sheets and sheets of new senior members, okay, from all different parts of the world. There's countries where I can't even mention the country's name properly because it's in a whole different language, and we're there and we have senior members. Understand how you get to be a senior member, how you get to be a 1-star, how you get to be a 2-star, how you get to be a 3-star, so you don't have any hiccups along the way, so that you know exactly with intent, every move that you make, that you're watching your progress, that you are really getting to where you want to get to. So that is very important. Understand that the compensation plan works for anybody that puts it to work for them. And when we designed it, when I decided to design and be a part of the designing team of the compensation plan, I wanted to simulate it as much as possible to the nature of the industry's numbers. It is an industry. We have numbers just like any other industry, just like any sport, just like any profession. Okay, if you talk to 100 individuals, what are the numbers going to be like? And numbers are numbers. Those are what's now understood, as we all know, as analytics. Okay, understand those analytics. Understand that those numbers will work in favor for you if you understand them. All right, so if you have the right product, the right corporate team, the right compensation plan, and they're all right and they're all at the top of their game, company's a 10. Neumi is a 10. Neumi is a 10 out of 10. Okay, the industry's a 10 out of 10, around for 70 years. Where are you at in your belief level? When we launched, I was at a 5. And I'll be honest with you, I was at a 5 because I had been through so much prior to launching Neumi. I went through a company that took Michael, Steve, and I for granted. And not only that, they took it a little further and did some things that they shouldn't have done because they really fueled that fire. And I'm glad they did now. Okay, I'm glad that I'm sharing this story because it's all a part of the story. And without that, Neumi wouldn't be where it is right now. The industry wouldn't have a company like the one it has right now. But that doesn't take away the fact that we went through a lot of hardship and I was at a 5. Okay. And I was literally launching a company with Steve, Michael, Rhonda, and a few other individuals at the very beginning where my belief level was at a 5 in myself. But I piggybacked off the product. I piggybacked off having met Aaron and coming in at the right time. I piggybacked of what I believe was the good compensation plan. Now I know it's really good because in the previous company, I was one of only 3 crowns in the company. Now here we've got more than that. And not only that, we've got double crowns, and it's not just me, and it's not just Michael, and it's not just Karen. You know, it's a chance for everybody that believes in themselves enough to get there where you will get there. So I urge you to go to work on yourself. Find out from the person that's helping you, what book should I be reading? What videos should I be watching? What meetings should I be joining as a part of the Neumi system, which is what Michael and I decided to create at the very beginning with the system. Very simple steps, Neumi 1, 2, 3. Neumi 1, 2, 3 is what has brought me to Double Crown. Literally, the Neumi 1, 2, 3 works all the way from the day you start to so far Double Crown. And I know it's going to take me to presidential because I just keep doing the same thing. I don't hit ranks because my ego needs to feel that I've achieved another rank. I've left that behind. I've already gone through that in this industry. Okay, it's not about the rank. It's just about creating the right habits, which eventually turn into rituals. And those rituals provide for you, provide the desires of your heart. But it's only going to happen based on the level of faith that you put into everything that you're doing. What is the level of faith that you're working with right now? And let me tell you, there's 3 types. There's weak faith, yet it's still faith. It's better than not having faith. And that's when you find something like this opportunity and you say, oh, I think this is the one. I think this is the one opportunity that I've been looking for. And you've maybe gone through a few companies and you've seen something here, or you've detected something here at Neumi where you're telling yourself, okay, I think this is it. I think we're where we need to be at. Okay. And that is weak faith. It's faith. It's better than saying, oh, no, this will never work. Because then you're right. It will never work. If you're thinking that way, it will never work. Even though it's working for a lot of other people across 74 countries, even though the product is creating amazing quality of life experiences for individuals, you may say, oh, that product doesn't work. And that's fine. If that's the way you think, there's science now that will tell you you're wrong. You know, and there's validations and proofs that have been now put together that will tell you you're wrong. But if that's your belief system, so having faith, even though it's weak, it's better than not having faith at all. Maybe you're saying, I think this is the one. Okay. And that's good. You're in the right place. And then you want to have maybe built your faith to a level of strong faith. And as your faith moves up, the belief in yourself, your confidence level begins to build up. Okay. And strong faith is when you say, oh, this is it. It's going to happen. Now I know I have been in this industry for so long. Now I know I have prepared myself or where I've gone through what I've gone through for so long. I think it's going to happen here at Neumi. Neumi is the company where it's really going to happen for me. And we still have the same components, right? The same product, the same comp plan, the same corporate level leadership, and the same field leadership. So now you're saying it's going to happen. That's strong faith. But even strong faith will only get you so far. Okay? Even with a level of faith that's strong, you'll only get so far. You need to have what we call perfect faith. And they say nothing's perfect. Your faith could be perfect. And what is perfect faith? It's the faith that even though I was at a 5-level belief, it's the faith that I came in with. It's the faith that I know Michael came in with, that I know Steve and Ryan launched this company with. And it's the faith where you say, we'll make it happen. We'll go through that initial formulation curve of ups and downs, but we know that when we get through the other side, it's done. Presidential crown for me is not a matter of choice. It's a matter of it's done. It's done because I continue to grow. I continue to be teachable. I continue to serve my team. I continue to be there for others. So it's done. There's no other option. There isn't an option. Maybe it will happen if I do this. I'm living proof that anybody can do this if you stick to the basics, to the Neumi 1, 2, 3. If you become a 1-star and start participating in the Road to Diamond workshops, if you become a diamond and realize you've still got so much to learn at diamond, because you do a diamond, you kind of like figured it out and you're making good money, and that's great for all you diamonds. But guess what? You've just been now put at a level where you maybe got all 3 aspects and components that you need to be able to grow here, that the ones we're talking about, okay, the industry, the company, and yourself. A diamond is when you're at a 10 out of 10 in all of them, okay? But if your level of faith sways a little, if your faith starts to look to the other side, maybe the grass is greener or some other side, because you believe that now as a diamond, you should maybe be doing less, which was my belief. Because I thought initially when I was real young and I didn't know what was happening, I thought that once I got to diamond, I would never do anything again and all my problems would be solved. Nah, a diamond is when you get the chance to really shine life and to really speak life into those individuals that have entrusted you from the beginning, and some as you get to meet them and you go along with this opportunity. So I really, really encourage each and every one of you, get your beliefs levels up in the industry, in the company, in yourself. And I know that it's repetitive, but that's what's got me here. Okay, and get your faith level where you, every night when you go to sleep and every morning when you wake up, just think about what your next goal is. And as we get into the New Year's resolutions, which all of you, by the way, should already be working on. All of you should be working on that. Like I said, last year at this time, my New Year's resolution wasn't to become a double crown because the rank didn't even exist, right? So how did that happen? I just continued. My New Year's resolution was to continue to do what I had been doing the past 3 years, just better and just becoming a more attractive individual. And I don't mean by pouring on some of the product on my face, right? Some of the Neumi skin. I meant more attractive by learning, by developing, by reading, by getting and taking advantage of that. It's an unfair advantage when you have personal development by your side. Really, really unfair, because there isn't anything that's going to stop you. And when your faith level gets to a point where it's done and you realize, what's your goal for next year? Write it down right now. What's your goal for next year? Is it 3-star? Is it diamond? Is it double diamond? Is it triple diamond? Is it crown? And the only limit to the rank that you're going to achieve next year is what you write down. It's what you tell yourself. That's the only limit. Okay, because Steve Scott teaches us, and some of you haven't taken advantage of that, of understanding what the strategies for super achievers are, and they're all in your back office. And that one strategy where he teaches you to shoot for the moon, how many of you are really shooting for the moon? I learned that from Steve. So surround yourself with individuals that are only going to make you better. Surround yourself with mentors that are only going to help you stay at the top of your game and continue to become more attractive as time goes by. So I urge you, become a more attractive individual, because that's where the law of attraction takes place. The more attractive you become, the more servant you become, the better listener you become. For me, it's hard. And, as we wrote, as we each wrote our stuff, or what we thought the questions, they just came out with what I said on a few things in an interview that we all diamonds and above had to fill out and just reminisce a little and talk about ourselves and all that. They said, put a fun fact about you. I'll give you a fun fact about me. I gotta listen 3 or 4 times as hard as most of you because I'm deaf from one ear.
Mhm.
I've been deaf from since I was a child, literally deaf from my left ear. So some of you that might be saying, "Hey, Alex," and you talk to me at a meeting or you talk to me at an event or something, and I didn't look at you. I'm not stuck up at all. I'm deaf from one ear. So make sure when you talk to me that you talk to me through the right ear. That's a fun fact about me, but that's not gonna hold me back. I just gotta listen extra hard. Sometimes you talk to me, and I have individuals talk to me, and they'll talk to me from this side, and I'll tell them, "Can you say that again?" And I'll always put the good ear on there. So learn to work with what you have. Okay, learn to work with what you've been given because that's where you got to develop yourself from and learn to tell yourself it's done. It's not a matter of will it happen or it could happen. It's done. That goal that you're writing for yourself, write it on the chat right now. And I want to see you take that level of faith right now and just put it's done. You don't have to write your goal if you don't want to, but you just put it, it's done. Whatever it is, it's done. We have everything lined up for us. We're into the initial phase of momentum. I've seen companies in this industry last in momentum for 15 years. You know what that's like? That's like an elevator. You jump in on the lobby floor and it's gonna take you all the way to the penthouse. Okay, being in an elevator, and that's why Karen said that that's where millionaires are built in this industry. And that's where we're at right now. But you just gotta believe it for yourself, and tell yourself that it's not done for Alex, it's not done for Michael, that was the first crown in the company. That was another one beneath my wings. Hearing Michael say, I was the first crown, I was the first crown. I'm like, yes, you were, brother. And you made me proud and you made me believe that I could do it again. And I said, but I want to try to be the first double crown. Okay, so that then we can kind of help each other. But that's what we have here. We have a team that's only going to be cheering for you. If you're around individuals that are not cheering for you, look for another set of individuals to be around. You're in the right place at the right time. Just tell yourself it's done and go out and do what you need to do. Learn by virtue of being mentored and learn and do by virtue of duplication, which is what we have here. We're getting ready, and Michael will talk to you a little more about this to put some great workshops together as we begin our next year that is going to give us an incredible push all the way up to our event in Barcelona. If you haven't heard about our event in Barcelona, you need to find out as quick as possible because it's going to be limited attendance, and you want to be there because that's where all the top ranks, all the top leaders in this company are going to be. And you still have time to get there. It's not going to be until July, but you want to be there. And you may say, Alex, I don't even know if I can get to, to the next block because I don't have gas in my car right now. It's done. See, you can let your current situation right now, which is the result, okay, and it's the manifestation of your past actions, dictate where you're gonna be in the next 6 months, dictate where you're gonna be in the next year. I tell you that by experience, okay, because I've allowed those certain things in the past to hold me back. I know Michael has gone through the same thing. The good thing is we were there for each other. We continue to be there for each other. And now we're not only there for each other anymore, because we know what our responsibility is. We're there for a whole lot of you that just want to come on for this incredible ride that the Scott family has put together and that Aaron is literally just steering the ship from the corporate level. So let's go out and make it happen. 2026 with the incredible bit of news about our product and what it's doing in life. Any of you that really decide that this is it and that continue to tell yourself it's done, no matter what, where you're at, or no matter what happens, or no matter how much rejections you get, I can tell you that if not at the top, I'm really at the top with Karen and Michael and all the other triple diamonds like Marcus Boy in Spain. We're at the top with or like Salt in Hungary, who's also a triple diamond. And I don't want to leave any other triple diamonds out, but I mentioned those because those are like the higher ranks. And I can tell you that no one has been rejected as much as all of us have. Okay, then that's part of the ride. That's part of what you're going to, and that's part of what you need to go through to build that personal development that's only going to turn you into a more attractive and a better individual. You're all beautiful because I see you're using the Neumi skin and the NutriSwish and all the other products. That's physical beauty, though. Let's go for that spiritual beauty that we all came to achieve. And I can't wait to see all of you next year in the many different events we're going to be having. And I can't wait to cheer you on as you achieve the levels that you set for yourself. So thank you, Michael. Back to you.
Beautiful. Wow, what a powerful session, guys. I'm sure you'd all agree. And if you agree with that, type it in the chat. Even if you're on social media, feel free to do that. As we wrap up, one thing I want to say as we wrap up is I was watching the chat and I loved seeing someone type in, I'm going to go study the Neumi 123 now. Why do I say that? We have an amazing product. And unfortunately, some people get in their head, I need to be a glutathione expert. If you become a glutathione wizard, you'll have a big customer base, but you won't become a crown. Okay. If you study the Neumi 123 and become the wizard of that, now you have a duplicatable model that you can then duplicate out. And it's a little bit like you've seen people at the gym. Maybe you've seen them. They've got these big biceps, huge upper front, and these little chicken legs, right? So maybe the chicken legs is Neumi 123 you haven't studied yet. You've got all this great glutathione up the wazoo. Geez, I look better on camera than I thought, right? But little chicken legs. Now, Alex covered the verbally covered this. I want to show you a slide because it leads to one thing we want to say before we finish. This was the duplication quadrant that Alex created when we started from our 1-star boot camps, which says top left-hand corner, you're brand new on this call. What do? Plug into the system, plug into absolutely everything and learn to do. Then what do? Well, that'll get you to maybe member or senior member. Then you put in action and implementation. Do what you've learned and plug into an active mentor and off you go and do all the right things, Neumi 1, 2, 3, etc. Then moving from there, you might be a 1, 2, or 3-star. Learn to teach, because guess what? If you're always doing all of the teaching, right, as for your group, you're never going to have anyone take over that role. So follow an active member, go through the stages and then eventually teach to teach. And this is where I wanted to get to. We haven't done this till now, and we've decided to start it next year in January with the company's blessing. And it was actually a lot of the diamonds around the world said, why don't we hear leadership calls from Karen and Alex and crowns? So the crowns, now there is a gear change. If you keep doing, we do Neumi 1, 2, 3, and I still to this very day, like Alex, do Neumi 1, 2, 3. That's the recruitment process. But when your group gets bigger, there are things you need to do that are slightly different. And so to become a crown, to become a diamond requires different things that got you to 1-star. You need to do the gear change. That's why we had the 1-star boot camps. Well, guess what? Coming next year, we're going to have leadership chats to diamonds, because some people are stuck at diamond, right? It'd be terrible to be a smelly diamond. Been there too long. I'm getting moldy. I'm only joking, right? I'm a smelly crown, right? But we get stuck at this level because we don't know what we don't know to get to the next level. And so there are some blind spots that I had as a diamond at the previous company, that the only way I learned how to break free of that was to plug into a mentor who had been a crown, and that was Alex. So I know he said I hit crown first. I was almost embarrassed because Alex is the reason I hit crown. He gave me all this advice, mentoring, and I was humble enough to say, I'm green and growing. I'm not ripe and rotting. I was open to advice, and we want to put that out to every one of you, that if you're a diamond out there, we will have diamond leadership calls about what it takes to gear change to crown and double crown, and I'm keen to learn in the next year. The final thing we want to say is we've had a lot of people book into the NYKO, New Year Kickoff. If you haven't done that now and you don't know what it is, quick, find out, because it shuts off pretty quick. The NYKO New Year Kickoff meetings are now booked in and reserved around the world. There's hundreds of them. And we also have the team challenges. If you haven't booked in your team, what are you doing? Hook into that. But someone asked, some of my people have booked in for the NYKO, they don't know what they should be presenting. So just know that if you go to the back office, and I'm going to show you this right now, if you go to the back office, where's the slide I brought up? There it is. Don't want to open the wrong screen, because I've got to be very careful that I don't show you stuff that breaches Privacy Act. Here we go. So if you go to the back office, I've blocked it out on purpose. On the left-hand side, you click under Tools and Resources and Neumi Marketing Assets. That will open up this screen, and that is the Google Drive where all your social media tools are and everything is. If you didn't know that, that's where they are. If you go into all languages and then you go to your language, but I'm going to go to English, you'll notice that it actually says Neumi Presentations, and you can pull out the presentation and have a play around. Now, I'm going to show you an existing one for a reason, because the presenters, how do you grow? We didn't just put people, Florence, I'll give you a great example. Florence, beautiful Florence Hamill, did not suddenly say, hey, do you want to present this week? Oh, off you go. Florence practiced the first half of the presentation and did that with someone. Then Florence practiced the second half of the presentation. Then Florence did the whole presentation. So you chunk it down in little chunks. And now she's one of our regular presenters, which is fantastic. So we have a set of slides that are always the same, never change. No one changes them when they present for the company, because we need consistency and congruency, and that is this set of slides. So you can get the ones in the back office, but if you want these ones, reach out to any one of the official presenters, because these ones have approved testimonials in them. Now, you can delete stuff from these slides, knock yourself out, but you can't add anything unless you've got corporate approval. So just make sure, thin it down, knock yourself out, but these are the slides. So my encouragement is practice now. You've got your NYKO meetings booked in January. You've got an entire month to practice. Get that presentations, a set of slides out, practice, 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 and use those for your meetings. So hopefully that answers the question of what people had asked before. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Alex. It was really informative and inspiring as well. And we'll see you all on the